Tom Lehrer, of course, is a lecturer at Harvard, so we felt that he should impart some education to us tonight. It was a news item coupled with one of the children's remarks at the beginning of the show that triggered him off. So, lecturer Lehrer.
I don't know why it is, but people in London invariably take me for an American. And they come up to me and they say either one of two things. Either they say, "Get out of Vietnam," or they ask, "Tell me, how do you Americans manage with your ridiculous decimal currency?" Well, I'd like to take this opportunity of assuring you that the decimal system is really much simpler. In fact, we have a saying about your money: penny wise, the pound is foolish. It's one of those sayings that hardly anyone says. But, tonight, as a sort of hands across the sea gesture, I'd like to explain how easy it will be for you to get used to decimal currency. Supposing you are purchasing a certain item, the price of which is now 6 shillings and 5 pence, 6 and 5. Now, this is how you would convert it. Now, 5 pence is 5/12ths of a shilling, and shilling, of course, is 5/100ths of a pound. So 5 pence then is 2 cents plus 1/12 of a cent, but of course, there's no such thing as 1/12 of a cent, so you call it 2 cents, and already you've made a profit. Now, 6 shillings are 30/100ths of a pound, and you add the 2 cents and get 32 cents, and you look for a 32-cent piece, but of course, there's no such thing as a 32-cent piece, so you give him a 50-cent piece and hope for the best. So he gives you 18 cents in change, but what you want to know is, how much is that in real money, right? Well, as anybody with a master's degree in maths can tell you, if a shilling is 5% of a pound, then it's 500% of a cent, and so percent is 5 times as much as per shilling. Isn't that thrilling? So how many shillings in 18 cents? Why, 3, of course, with 3 cents over, and that's 3/5 of a shilling, or 36/5 of a penny, which is 7 pence, and 1/5 of a penny, but of course, there's no such thing as 1/5 of a penny, so you call it 7 pence, and there goes the profit you made before, and it serves you right, you greedy thing. Now, I can see by your faces that I've made my point, and that pleases me, because tonight was a sort of educational experiment, using you as 105-cent pigs. And in a few years, I know you'll all be happily singing songs like this. I've got 2.5 cents, I've got 2.5 cents, I've got 2.5 cents to last me all my life. I've got 5/6 of a cent to spend, and 5/6 of a cent to lend, and 5/6 of a cent to send home to my wife. And I do hope that it's all clear to you now, and I'd like to stay and answer questions, but you'll have to excuse me, I have to spend 5/12ths of a cent.
In America, they have the same problem of helping a society to live together, though, as Tom Lehrer has discovered, the measures they take to put things right is slightly different. It's typically American for them to find a different method. Over to Tom Lehrer.
As you may know, in the States, 1 week of every year is designated officially as National Brotherhood Week. I'm sure we all agree that we ought to love one another, and I know there are people in the world who do not love their fellow human beings, and I hate people like that. Here's a song about National Brotherhood Week. The white folks hate the black folks, and the black folks hate the white folks. To hate all but the right folks is an old established rule, but during National Brotherhood Week, National Brotherhood Week, Lena Horne and Sheriff Clark are dancing cheek to cheek. It's fun to eulogize the people you despise, as long as you don't let them in your school. Oh, the poor folks hate the rich folks, and the rich folks hate the poor folks. All of my folks hate all of your folks. It's American as apple pie. But during National Brotherhood Week, National Brotherhood Week, New Yorkers love the Puerto Ricans 'cause it's very chic. Step up and shake the hand of someone you can't stand. You can tolerate him if you try. Oh, the Protestants hate the Catholics, and the Catholics hate the Protestants, and the Hindus hate the Muslims, and everybody hates the Jews. But during National Brotherhood Week, National Brotherhood Week, it's national, everyone smile at one another. Hood week, be nice to people who are inferior to you. It's only for a week, so have no fear. Be grateful that it doesn't last all year.
In general, though, newspapers and television programs are not devised and organized to disseminate news at all. News is devised and organized to disseminate newspapers and television programs. And as we said, it becomes very easy for the news that really matters, that really affects us, to pass by scarcely noticed. This is one example, and it's one example found and selected by Tom Lehrer.
One of the big news items of the past year concerned the fact that China, which we still call Red China, exploded a nuclear bomb, which we called a device. And proliferation became the word of the day. Here's a song about that. It all began with the United States and Britain, as you may recall. First we got the bomb, and that was good, because we love peace and motherhood. Then Russia got the bomb, but that's okay, because the balance of power is maintained that way. Who's next? France got the bomb, but don't you grieve, because they're on our side, I believe. China got the bomb, but have no fears. They can't wipe us out for at least 5 years. Who's next? Then Indonesia claimed that they were gonna get one any day. South Africa wants two, that's right. One for the black and one for the white. Egypt's gonna get one too, just to use on you know who. So Israel's getting tense, wants one in self-defense. The Lord's our shepherd, says the psalm, but just in case, we better get a bomb. Who's the next? Luxembourg is next to go, and who knows, maybe Monaco. We'll try to stay serene and calm when Alabama gets the bomb. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next?
Tom Lehrer feels that with family medicine like that taking up so much of everybody's time, programs like the news should concentrate on that rather than trivial little subjects like Vietnam, prices and incomes, and Rhodesia. And perhaps he's right.
I think Noel Coward captured this best in his marvelous song, That Is the End of the News. I'd like to sing some of it for you now. We are told very loudly and often to lift up our hearts. We are told that good humor will soften fate's cruelest darts. So, however bad our domestic troubles may be, we just shake with amusement and sing with glee. Dad's got those pains again, Grandma's in bed with her varicose veins again. The only result of Aunt Maud's operation has been gales of wind at the least provocation. We're so glad dear little Doris has just been expelled for assaulting Miss Morris. And Rover got rabies and bit several babies, and then went after old Mrs. Hughes. We're delighted because Mom baked a cake, and we all went to bed with ptomaine. We're excited. They've been dragging the lake, but they still haven't found poor Aunt Jane. 3 cheers, Ernie's got boils again. Everything's covered with ointments and oils again. Now he has 7, so God's in his heaven, and that is the end of the news. Da-da-da. We're so glad poor Mrs. Mason was doing the laundry downstairs in the basin when our old corroded gas heater exploded, and all they could find were her shoes. We were done in by the mortgage foreclosure, and Grandpa went out on a blind. He got run in for indecent exposure and ever so heavily fined. Hey ho and hi diddle diddle, Aunt Isabel's shingles have met in the middle. They sent her to Lourdes, but she didn't get cured, and that is the end of the news.